I can set this password as well. So the range password, I can do all this aspect, and this is available under so-called review. So this is, I will do a VLOOKUP in a different way, different possibilities as well. So let us take another example on VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, you can do it in single sheet with multiple sheet, etc. This is how the invoices and all been made generally. So I can make an invoice module with having a product in one place, module in another place. I can do that as well. So these are all allowed, possible. Now I'll do a VLOOKUP in another way. So I'll go to sheet 3. Assume it like this. I have an item in, assume that this is my table 1. Table 1. It is a database table 1. Item 1. Sorry, item, price, right, or rate. I call it as rate, discount, right. So item A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Rate is say 10, 15, 20, 12, 14, 18, 19, 20. Discount, I apply it as 5%, 6%. I copy these two to all. Right, so 5%. Now I have it in, assume that I have it in another sheet. I copy the same thing here. Assume I have it in another sheet, new sheet. I have this. This I call it as table 2. Right? Here there are some values are changed. Some of the values are changed here. Not all, some are changed. I want to now compare this sheet versus this sheet. I want to compare this sheet versus that sheet. So how do I compare? I want the values of this, right? I want to know whether it is all properly aligned or not. So I'll also change the A, B, C here, F here, G here, A, B, C is there, D is there, E I'll put. So I'll now rearrange data. Here it is rearrange data, values are different. So how do I do this? So first is from where you want to compare. So this is my table 1 value, table 1 values. So I put it as rate, I put it as discount. I want now the values of this, I want to retrieve from this here, but A values to come there. This A value automatically should appear onto this column here. Right? So how I do this? So this is where the VLOOKUP is useful. Please note, I am doing it for 5 or 10 values. In reality, you may have to do it for thousands of rows. When you want to do it for thousands of rows, how do you ensure it is exactly the values that you are copying, pasting or whatever? Because I cannot do copy paste now because the values are changed now. Here it is not sorted. So first is which I am going to keep it as a master. This I am going to keep it as a master. I need to ensure that this is sorted. That I have to be clear. I cannot do away without it sorting this. If I don't sort it, I will have a mismatch. First is that. Second, this is from in this I want to put the rate from table 1 values. So to do that, first is lookup. VLOOKUP. Lookup value is A. This is my lookup value. From where you want to get the lookup? Table array. So it is in the previous sheet. Block the entire thing. Block this entire thing. This is my base. The A is column 1, B is column 2, C is column 3. Right? I blocked it. I come back to sheet 1 now. Followed by column index. Rate is my second column. followed by whether it is a true or false. I'll say false because I want exact match. I wanted exact match. Now you can see the 10 has come. I copy paste. If I do copy paste, make sure that I have a dollar symbol over here. Right? For both dollar symbol, because A, if I move the column, that also will change. Copy paste over here. So make sure it is not a B3 again, it is again a A3. Right? Here the column value is 3. So this change I have to do. Now you can see discount is 0.05. So you want to do it in percentage mode. You want to display it in percentage mode. You can display it in percentage mode, available over here. This is formatting. I am doing a formatting here. So now what I did, I copied a range. I copied the values and then transferred the values. So I now copy this over here. I will now exactly know which are all the values that are changing, which are all the values that are not changing. Right? So B, it is 16 here. Here also it is 16. Right? So sheet 1, A3 to C9. So C 17, here it is also showing 17. Let me go back. C is 12 here. So C is supposed to be 12. But he is talking about 17 here. So there is a mismatch here. So A6 is fine. Range, I is putting it A3 to C9. That is fine. Second column is also fine. Right? So what is the reason? AB is working. This is considered as C actually. As per him, C is 12. So this is okay. So when I change it here, it is not working here. What is the reason? So A5, that's okay. Sheet 1, A3, $C9, column 2, this is sheet 3. I am taking it from sheet 1. That is the problem. It is not sheet 1, it is sheet 3. Right? So it is sheet 3 here. So that is the mismatch. So it is not sheet 1. Sheet 1 is the current sheet that we are holding now. So that is the reason it is changing. You have to be very careful here. Now you can see it is properly aligned. So it is sheet 3 here because I want to take the value from sheet 3, not from sheet 1. So that is the reason it has made initially it has different. So A is 10, here also A is 10. There is no issues. So here the C is 12. So here also the C is 12. You can see now. So you can find out what is the difference between the previous and this value. So you can also say, I don't want to do like this. I like to do insert here. I want to now rate table 1. I want to do it like this. I delete this. Discount table 1. So that it is easy for me to compare. You can say in this way as well. That's fine. So VLOOKUP followed by lookup value followed by sheet 3, right? Sheet 3, am I changed or not? Yeah, sheet 3, copy this, then I come back to sheet, this is the mistake. So sheet 3, then come back to sheet 1. So here what I want, I want the column index. Column index is sheet 3. It is third column or second column. Second column is my rate, followed by false. It is exact match. I say OK. Right? Discount, I like to do it in the same way. Before that, I do a drag and drop. Sorry, cast a dollar symbol before I do a drag and drop, just to ensure that it is static. It is taking the static value. Same thing, VLOOKUP, value A, where you want to search this. I want to do it over here, from here, followed by, right, followed by column index. It is 3, column index is 3, followed by so where we are is, I like to do now table 1 and then discount from table 1. So column 3 and then I like to put a false because I want exact match. So the second column related to sheet 3. Yes, second column related to sheet 3. And it is, since it is a static value, what he does is from this table array he is taking the column. That's why I don't have to refer it as sheet 3, because the value that you are seeing here 2, it is by default is a table array column. The array is mapped to sheet 3. So that is what is important. So now we have done. I want this to be in percentage for so easy for comparison. I put here also the dollar so that it is static. So I put a dollar so that it is static. So I copy this. So simple. I copy this. You get the value from there. So what is the difference? If I want to see the difference, I can put a difference here. Wherever there is a difference, I want to highlight it. This minus this. If it is 0, I consider it as a difference. If it is not, this minus this, 0. Wherever there is a difference, I get the value. So that means 3 columns having a mismatch. Right? So this is about vertical lookup. Vertical lookup is commonly used to look up. Next we are moving on to horizontal lookup. Horizontal lookup, you have to put this in the same. Now I am doing a vertical column. The vertical, this column value I am replacing. Row value I want to replace, then it is called horizontal lookup. So let us take that example as well. So is this clear as of now? This is about vertical lookup. How to use a vertical lookup we have seen now. Is this clear as of now? Please raise your hand. Any queries, you can always put it in the questionnaire. Next we are moving on to horizontal lookup. Perfect. So what about, right, majority of the people raise your hand. So I assume that it is clear. Now I am moving on to horizontal lookup. HLookup. They call this as a HLookup. Same concept, same thing. Only thing is now instead of column value, matching column value, I have to take a matching row value. So to do that, I call it as here item, price, or I call it as rate, I call it as discount. This is my master. Assume that this is my master. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Value 10, 15, 20, 12, 13, 134, 13, 15, 12, 23. Discount 5%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 3%, 6%, 7%, 8%, 3%. it is still not in percentage, so I want to make it as a percentage. I click on percentage formatting. Right? So it is 5, 2, 4, 3, 6, 7, 8, 3. So I just made this percentage. Now we are into horizontal lookup. Vertical lookup, opposite to this is horizontal lookup. So here I am taking the row, value of the row I am going to take. Yes, this row value I am going to take. It is no longer a column. Column is static. Inside the column, the row I am going to take. That is what is horizontal lookup. So assume that here I have a item. I define an item here A. I want the price of the item, value of the item. So value is, first is I take it as a rate, I take it as a discount, and then I call it as a value. I want to consider this. How to do it? Now it is called horizontal lookup, HLookup, followed by lookup value, this guy. So I selected the lookup value is B6, followed by table array. This is my table array. This is my table array, followed by row index. So first row is, so I am going with the second row for rate. Instead of column index, here it is row index. Again false because I want the exact value. Now you see that it is come discount. So again horizontal lookup, followed by lookup value, followed by table array, select the table array, followed by row index, it is now 3, followed by false exact match. So it is 0.05. So then I have to apply a formula here. So I say quantity here, quantity, I say quantity is equal to quantity equal to 100, value equal to quantity into rate minus rate into discount. So that is my value. So I change here now B. Automatically you can see that the value is changed. B is 15, 0.02, 100. H, I change the value here. Automatically the values are changed. Very, very useful tool, very important tool, this one. So H means automatically the value is changed. E, if once I type the E, automatically the value is changed now. Right? So it has rate has become 13, then 6%, then quantity is 100, then 122 is the value. Value is anyway product, 100 is a static value, quantity. Right? This is now horizontal lookup. So I want to do it for multiple items, I can do it for multiple items. Very useful component. This is how the invoicing etc. is managed in an Excel sheet. I want to manage an invoice module in an Excel sheet. I can do that. What I need to have a template. I need to map all these values to the template. If time permits, we'll see the templates as well. If this requires an extension of 1-day class, we'll see. Right? If it is required, we'll see that how the people manages the product, we'll see that. Right? So is there any, now we have seen horizontal lookup. Any questions? Please let me know. So we have seen how summary of today's session. We have seen now started with horizontal lookup, simple lookup. Simple lookup is equivalent to search, but search will find out only from that find, that is equivalent to find. Find from that column only it can search. So lookup will have a lookup range, lookup value, and then result value. So lookup value, lookup vector, then result vector. So the result vector can be anywhere. It can be the column which you are selecting. That is what the lookup is. Then we have moved on to vertical lookup. Vertical lookup is used for column index. So for column is one column value to another column value I am trying to retrieve for a selected row. For the selected row candidate, I am selecting column value of that selected row candidate. That is why vertical lookup. Horizontal lookup is row index. For the selected row, I am taking the row index value, not column. So that is what we have learned in today's session. Any queries, please let me know. Tomorrow we are starting with macro. Macro is very funny thing, interesting thing as well. Right? We'll see how to do that as well. So I am making a report from sheet 1, from one sheet, and I want to display the data which are falling under the current date in another sheet, but it should look all data from sheet 1. It will take care provided you block the data. That is very, very important. You have to block the data. Anyway, we have a chart. What we do tomorrow is, first session we'll take the charts. After we finish the chart, we go to the macro. So that will make you to understand this easily. Charting is very, very simple. Simple chart we do, then we'll take to the next value. Say for example, since we have 3 minutes time, so I just block this. I'm just getting into chart now. Right? I'm blocked this. Go to now chart. Chart is available under, I think, insert. So whether it is a line chart, bar chart, what is the type of chart? I go with the line chart for time being. I choose the line here. So you can see a line chart here. So rate and then discount. So since the discount values are very, very, so I just adjust here the value to say 15 so that we can see both the charts. So now the first chart is your rate chart, the second chart is your discount. Any value I change, automatically the chart will get, the value will get changed in the chart. Chart is very simple, but there are a lot of finer points to the chart. So we'll see that as we go. So 23 also I'll change it to say 10 so that the chart will look much better. So discount is in percentage, that's why it is very, very low. So I want the discount right. I can choose, I can manage whatever I want to manage over here. So this is a discount value. This is where he is taking the discount value into. So this is the place where he is taking the value from. So it is almost like less than 1 because we are given it in the percentage. Right? So we can manage all this data as well. So this is my horizontal ABCD. Item is below. Item is below. Rate and discount is taken as a row content. So anyway, we will see more about the charts in tomorrow's session. So that will give a better value. Right? Perfect. Is there any question here? Anything else? If possible, can we do reporting example which can be used for preparing reports from existing data? Report, this is itself is a report actually. So report is basically depends on what is the type we are going to do. It can be a month-wise analysis, year-wise analysis, right? So based on that, we have to prepare the chart. We'll see tomorrow certain things. One is using pivot table, another is using group, then using those. We'll see tomorrow those on that aspect, chart, complete charting, especially with reporting. If time permits, we'll go to macro. Otherwise, we'll push macro one day later. That's not an issue. Right? Perfect. So I stop here today. So tomorrow we'll start with the charts. That is that will complete the basics of Excel sheet. Thanks a lot. I hope you have all enjoyed the session. We'll meet tomorrow at 4 o'clock EST. Bye. See you. Have a nice day.